Lindell?
Here.
Pidd? Here. And Witt?
Here.
That brings us to number 3, which is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
I've got a motion by Glenn Lindell and a second by Mr. Emma. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to the approval of the minutes from the February 11th, 2019 Planning Commission meeting.
I move to accept the minutes.
I've got a motion by Mr. Hema
I'll second.
and a second by Mr. Witt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to public input. Citizens may speak to issues not on the agenda. Please approach the microphone and before speaking, give your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone here for something that's not already on the agenda? Hearing none, that brings us to the public hearing for tonight. It's a conditional use permit for Countryside Disposal. This time I'd like to open the public hearing.
Thank you. I will just start off the public hearing by giving a little background here on the project. As most of you know, Jordan Erickson, the owner of Countryside Disposal, came to us at last month's meeting requesting our feedback on moving his Countryside Disposal business to a headquarters on 214 Washington Street, also known as County 17. For the folks at home and in the audience, I will use some of these maps and things. This is 214 Washington Street. It has an existing pole barn in the front and an existing 3-sided structure in the rear. We are looking for a conditional use permit and a variance tonight. The conditional use permit is for outdoor storage and minor truck repair, which would occur in the building. The truck repair would. The variance is due because this property is zoned industrial, but it is right next to residential zones, and the restrictions for outdoor storage say it cannot be next to a residential zone. Staff has determined that the separation of approximately 225 feet between the residential zone and where the trucks would be stored is more than satisfactory to abide by, to not disturb the neighbors, and it is more than some of the other areas in nearby properties that are zoned industrial and residential right next to it. Here we have the surrounding area. So we have industrial all in this area here, and then apartments and townhouses here for high-density residential, single-family homes up here, single-family residential. This is where he is proposing to have his business. That's there. So tonight, staff is recommending approval of the variance and the conditional use permit for Jordan Erickson and Countryside Disposal to do outdoor storage, minor auto repair next to a residentially zoned property. Mr. Erickson is here tonight, and I know we have some people in the audience, so I will let them come up if you have any questions or if they have any comments.
Don't be shy.
Any questions for me, or?
Well,
We
do
can
we ask them now or wait till you close it?
We can close the public hearing, it looks like, and then we can ask Jordan the questions.
All right. Did anybody have anything to say before I close that public hearing? Okay. At this time, I'd like to close the public hearing, and that brings us to discussion item, Resolution 2019-3, Countryside Disposal.
You guys, do you have any questions on,
Jordan,
Yep.
I don't know if it's our business, but are you buying it or are you gonna rent it from Merle or you got a contract or?
we do plan on doing a contract for deed for purchasing the property.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're applying for it or does Merle have to sign everything or how does
I
that work?
believe it is signed and
Yeah, so Merle signed off on the conditional use permit application
Oh, okay.
and everything. I forgot to get that to you guys, but he has signed off on everything he needed to, so.
You have 3 trucks now?
yes.
You have plans for adding to that or?
Yeah, business has been growing. There's been a high demand of it in the area, so. Yep.
One neighbor voiced a concern about that lives on Bavarian Circle. He was concerned about the smell. I said, well, everything's gonna be empty. I said, but I'm sure the trucks are gonna have a little bit of a
Yeah,
smell, but
mean, we-
I told him I didn't think it would be an issue.
we dump trucks typically daily. We keep our equipment clean and washed up, so I don't think it'll become an issue.
Okay.
And I was informed by the city administrator today that the city does have equipment and odor monitoring device that we've used in the past with the Sustain plant to monitor odors. So if we got a lot of complaints, we have the equipment to set up and test for odors if we had to.
But the trucks are going to be parked inside most of the time, aren't they, or overnight, or?
Yeah, I would say yes. Yep.
So,
Like to have as many inside as possible, so.
Nothing really outside parked in the front of the building along 17 now?
No, I don't plan to leave anything outside out front. We got that whole
Whole backside.
back, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think, the front and kind of day-to-day, parking, vehicle or, car pickup or something, but, all of our garbage-related equipment, trucking equipment would be all in the back, so.
Yeah, if that's it, if that's everybody's questions, we can take it to a vote.
Is that, anybody else have anything?
I don't, that's all I had.
no?
All right. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I've got a motion by Mr. Gesme and a second by Mr. Hema. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to Planning Commission member comments. Anybody have anything?
Who do we talk to get the stoplights set back to the right time again?
Or they off?
Well, they fixed it so that the passing through on 19 is a shorter time than north and south, which now you're almost impossible to take a left turn off of 20 now. It's been that way for what, 3 months maybe?
I know they went down, what day was that, Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, they were down
Yeah.
this weekend for a
Maybe
while.
something got out of whack.
Yeah, it was flashing. I think that was even Friday.
Yep. Remember going through there, it was flashing red.
Yeah.
But they've changed the timing, so like I say, if you're heading north and on 20
Yep.
and want to make a left on a 19, you maybe get one shot and that's it. There's just, they screwed up the timing,
So is that a DOT
I would imagine, so.
Yes, state of Minnesota.
state?
Yeah, but I can bring it up to our public works director and he has ways of contacting them, so.
It's not so bad in the middle of the night, but geez, during the day, you can forget about taking a left.
Anybody?
Yeah, the highway department has not been Cannon Falls this spring.
No.
Anybody have anything else?
State, anyway.
No?
No.
No? That brings us to number 9, which is adjourn.
So I move that we adjourn.
I've got a motion by Mr. Hema,
I'll second.
a second by Mr. Wett. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That concludes the Monday, March 11th, 2019 Planning Commission meeting.